Okay, today let us see one more tool which comes under recombinant DNA technology, that is isolation of DNA fragments by using gel electrophoresis technique. So already in the previous class I told that electrophoresis, it works on based on the principle where the solution containing charged molecules, they move to their opposite charged electrodes. Illi usually what happens, the DNA, since it is a negatively charged particle or molecule, it moves towards the positive charged electrode, that is nothing but the anode. If there are any positively charged molecules, they will move towards the negatively charged electrode, that is a cathode. So based on this principle, ee principle na adara mele enagtade, electrophoresis will work. And here the gel is used. In the previous class I told that gel, it provides the sieving action, or the gel contains the sieves or the pores. So the pores will what? It will help in the movement of DNA fragments, so that what happens means the smaller fragments, DNA fragments, they will move faster compared to the larger fragments of DNA. First, let us draw the diagram here. So like this, agar gel is made by using agar, which is obtained from the seaweed, that is red algae inda obtain ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. So using agar, what? The gel is prepared, and in the gel the cavities are made, they are known as wells. Like this, the wells are made. Further, in the wells, the isolated DNA or the cut DNA, the DNA which is treated with the restriction enzyme, after treating with the restriction enzyme, we will obtain the DNA fragments. So those DNA fragments in the solution form, they are loaded here in these cavities, or they are known as wells. So ee cavity ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, they are loaded. Further, this entire setup here, this is nothing but the agar gel, okay, which is placed in a buffer solution. So agar gel is placed in a buffer solution form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು, solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ place ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. Further, they are connected to electrodes, or electricity is passed. So ee side alli there is a positive electrode, that is not there in your diagram. Ee side negative iruvanthaddu. When electricity is passed, what happens means, illi already we have loaded the solution containing DNA fragments. The negatively charged DNA fragments, they will start moving towards the positive electrode, that is nothing but the anode. So anode na hattira move aglikke start ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and they start forming the band formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Like this, we can see the formation of bands. Band formation, that is due to the sieving action which is provided by the agar alli pore irtade. The pores will what? It will allow the movement of smaller fragments of the DNA easily. Smaller fragment bega hogtade, the larger fragments they cannot move fast, so that's why they form the band. Ee tara the larger bands are formed near the wells, and the smaller fragments or the smaller bands, they are formed near the what? Positive electrode or the anode. So anode hatra bond formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ತರ they form the band formation. So here these are the larger bands and the smaller DNA bands are formed at the peripheral region. The band formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay. Later on, ಇಷ್ಟು ಆದ ನಂತರ these bands, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ usually the smallest bands are removed because the largest band ಅಲ್ಲಿ the desired DNA ಇರುವಂಥ chances are lesser. So usually in the smallest or the smaller DNA bands, they contain our desired DNA fragments. In order to remove these DNA bands, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ actually it is not visible like that only. So that's why it is treated with the ethyl bromide, ethidium bromide. Then it is observed under UV light, ultraviolet light. So entire gel it is treated with the ethidium bromide solution and UV light is passed. So during this time what happens means the bands they appear orange in color, orange colored band formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay. And later on the required bands are removed. While removing it is removed along with the gel. ಹಾಗೆ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿಯಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರೇಕೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ DNA ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ the bands are removed along with the what? The agar gel. Agar gel na ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಲೇಟರ್ the bands are processed, okay, and that process is known as elution. It is purified in order to remove the agar gel. Agar gel ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಂಟಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತದೆ. So that's why it is what? Processed. It is purified further and those processes together known as elution. ಈ ಥರ finally we can obtain the desired DNA fragments, and these fragments are now what? They are ligated. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ desired fragments ಇದ್ದರೆ it is ligated with the vector DNA or the plasmid DNA. So this is about the gel electrophoresis technique. It is in order to what? The isolate the desired DNA. Isolation ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತಹ one of the tool which comes under recombinant DNA technology. So usually this diagram will be asked in the examination. Explain the gel electrophoresis technique to isolate the DNA fragments ಹೇಳಿ. In case you have to draw this diagram, label the parts, okay, then briefly its explanation. So that is about the what? Gel electrophoresis technique. Next tool, that is nothing but the what? The vectors. Next required tool, that is vectors. So ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ after the removal of the desired DNA, it is what? Ligated with the vector DNA. Vector, usually the plasmids are known as vectors. The vectors which are used for cloning purpose are known as cloning vectors. Cloning vector. So vector, it is nothing but the DNA molecule that has the ability to replicate in an appropriate host cell, and the DNA fragments to be cloned, it is inserted in it for cloning. So vector, it is nothing but the DNA molecule that has the ability to what? Replicate in an appropriate host. In previous class alli helidage, the plasmid, it can act as a what? Vector, because it can what? Replicate or it can multiply within the host cell or in any bacterial cell, in the sense that it should be a competent host. So usually The plasmids are used as vectors. It may be a bacterial plasmid, or fungal plasmid, or sometimes even the bacteriophages, they are also used as a vector. Okay, then yeast plasmid, they are used as a vectors. Sometimes there are some of the pathogenic organisms such as the Agrobacterium tumefaciens, which causes certain diseases in case of plants. They can also be used as vectors, that we'll see later. First let us see what is meant by plasmid. Plasmid, it is nothing but the extra chromosomal material which is present in the bacterial cell. Apart from the genetic material, there will be a extra chromosomal material that is present in the bacterial cell. It is circular double stranded DNA. Again, it can multiply within the host cells, appropriate host cell. So ee tara already the bacterial cell, it contains its own genetic material. A genetic material allade there will be extra chromosomal material or extra DNA, double stranded circular DNA, okay, which can replicate or which can multiply within the host cell, that is known as a plasmid. So plasmids are extra chromosomal self-replicating double stranded closed and circular DNA which is present in the cytoplasm of the bacterial cell. Why this plasmid is used as a vector? Plasmid anne vector agi yake use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because the plasmid contains a specific recognition site. Plasmid alli specific recognition or the cloning site will be present, so that it can be cut by using restriction enzymes, and further our desired DNA, it can be ligated to that particular region. So that is one of the reason, because it contains specific recognition sites which can be cut, further the required DNA can be ligated. Then the second reason is it can multiply inside the host cell, appropriate host cell alli it can multiply and it can produce the clones or identical copies can be produced. So these are the two reasons, and apart from that, it is the DNA is smaller, further it is circular one, okay, it contains origin site, that is extra points unto. But the main two reasons are what? The one that is it contains specific recognition sites in order to cut the plasmid as well as to ligate the desired DNA. Apart from that, it can replicate inside or multiply inside the appropriate host cell. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಐಡಿಯಲ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫರ್ದರ್ the different characteristics which should be present in a ideal vector, or the characteristic which should be present in the plasmids. Plasmid alli ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು characteristic ಇರಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, one by one let us see the certain features which are required for which are present or which are required in the plasmid are features present in the plasmid are, first one, it should contain a origin site. Origin site should be present. Origin site ಇರಬೇಕು. Origin site means it is a site where the replication will initiates or replication will start. Why this origin site should be present? Because the desired DNA, it is ligated near or at the origin site so that it can multiply, and the multiply or it can what replicate. Replication ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ DNA ಅನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ origin site. Okay, then second point, it should contain a selectable marker. What is meant by selectable marker? Selectable marker means these are the gene or the part of DNA which is showing resistant to different antibiotics. Okay, different antibiotic ಗೆ resistance ಅನ್ನು show ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ gene or the part of the DNA which is used to what differentiate the transformed from non-transformed bacteria. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, in order to differentiate our what transformed and non-transformed bacteria. ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನಃ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್, ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಓಕೆ ಶೋ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಒನ್ ಒರಿಜಿನ್ ಸೈಟ್. ಈ ಥರ ಒರಿಜಿನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, where the process of replication will start so that we can what ligate our desired DNA at origin site. Okay, further it should contain selectable marker. Selectable marker means it is a part of DNA. So e part, suppose it is showing resistant to some antibiotic, consider it as a ampicillin. Okay, so in such condition ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, we can ligate our desired DNA at what the region of the DNA which show the resistance to ampicillin. So this is now known as a marker. This portion is known as a marker, selectable marker, where we can what we can ligate our desired DNA. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, initially this plasmid it was showing what resistance to ampicillin antibiotic. Ampicillin antibiotic ಅನ್ನು ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, the bacteria used to what live, it won't die. But after the ligation of our desired DNA at ampicillin region, now what happens means the transformed DNA or the transformed bacteria, now it can't go in, it can't survive in the media containing the what antibiotic ampicillin. ಆಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, if it survives then if it survives means it is non-transformed. Okay, if it will die then it indicates that it is a transformed one. Okay, similarly the plasmid it can also contain selectable marker for one more antibiotic known as tetracycline, caramycin. So ಈ ಥರ different what selectable markers will be present in the what plasmid. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ plasmid ಅಲ್ಲಿ they contain different selectable markers. Selectable markers means these are the regions of the DNA or the gene, it is a part of gene which is showing what resistance to different antibiotics such as ampicillin, tetracycline, caramycin. Okay, so that we can what differentiate transformed and non-transformed what plasmid or the bacteria. So that is the second feature. Then third feature, the plasmid it should contain a cloning site. Plasmid should contain cloning site, or it is nothing but the recognition site. cloning site or recognition site. A plasmid alli cloning site athava recognition site should be there. Already one example we have studied, that is ECOR 1. ECOR 1, it is a cloning site or the recognition site. So ee tara plasmid should contain what? Recognition site. Okay. If the plasmid contains single recognition site, it is a preferred one. Single recognition site idre adannu tumba prefer ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Sometimes the plasmid may contain more than one recognition site. ತುಂಬಾ recognition site ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. Okay, such as in the last class we have studied, that is HIND2, then HIND3, okay, BAMH1, like that many recognition sites may be present in the single plasmid. Okay, so recognition sites are meant for the cutting of the DNA. Here what happens? The restriction endonucleases, they recognizes the particular recognition sites and they will cut the what? The particular sequence of the DNA. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ರೆಕಾಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, specific recognition sites, or we can say that palindromic sequences will be present, so that our restriction enzyme, it will identify that particular recognition site and it will cut the DNA. Meanwhile, it will also cut the DNA in case of foreign DNA or the desired DNA. Then later on it can be ligated. Okay. Then, so these are the main points or the features which should be present in a ideal plasmid, that is present of origin site, then presence of selectable markers, then presence of cloning site or the recognition site. If single recognition site is present, then that plasmid is preferred for recombinant DNA technology. Sometimes the plasmid may contain more than one recognition site. Okay. For example, the plasmid PBr322, it contains more than one recognition site. Many recognition sites are present. That we'll see now the structure of plasmid PBr, that is plasmid of Bolivar and Rodriguez. That's why it is known as PBr322. Which is transferred into a E. coli cell. E. coli cell alli usually multiply ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. B and R are capital letters. That is plasmid of Bolivar and Rodriguez. So it contains 4363 base pairs. Its length is. Okay. Now first let us draw the diagram. Let us see the diagram. It is also important diagram. You will be asked in the exam. So this is the diagrammatic representation. So this is a structure of PBr 322, that is plasmid of Rodriguez and Bolivar and Rodriguez. So in this structure we can see the presence of origin. A plasmid, it should contain a origin site. So this is ORI, it represents the origin site where the replication process will start. Then it contains two selectable markers. That is nothing but the selectable markers. So these are the regions which are showing what? Resistant to different antibiotics. One of the selectable marker, it shows the resistance to antibiotic ampicillin, AMP, male R, that is showing resistance to ampicillin antibiotic. Then one more region, that is showing resistance to tetracycline. Then further, okay, these are the selectable markers. Illi ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ desired DNA ಅನ್ನು place ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ligate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, what happens means it will loses the resistance against that particular antibiotic. Then next, it contains different recognition sites or the cloning sites. For example, illi onduntu, that is a E-core1. Then it is also containing one more recognition site, that is HIND3. Then BAMH1, SAL1, PVU2, then PST1, PVU1, CLAY1. So there are many recognition sites are present in the PBr 322. So all these are the recognition sites. Okay, E-core1, HIND3, BAMH1, SAL1, PVU2, PST1, PVU1, then CLA1. So all these are the recognition sites. Out of these recognition sites, two recognition sites, that is BAMH1 and SAL1, they are present in a region of a selectable marker, that is it is showing resistance toward antibiotic tetracycline. Other two recognition sites, that is the PVU1 and PST1, these sites are present in the selectable marker or in the gene which is showing resistance to antibiotic ampicillin. Okay. Further, adallade it contains one more part of DNA, that is gene ROP, which is responsible for production of protein. This protein formation aguntadu. Region that is known as the OP. Okay. So we will write the different parts which are present in the PBr2. That is, first it contains origin site, which is present in the written in the form of ORI, that indicates what? Origin site. Then it contains a selectable marker. Ampicillin, showing the resistance to ampicillin as well as a tetracycline region, selectable marker for a tetracycline. Then it contains a recognition site, or cloning site. So there are many recognition sites are present. That is yaudella E-core1, then HIND3, BAMH1, then SAL1, then PVU2, PVU1, PST1, then CLA1. Okay. So these are the recognition sites which are present in the, or the cloning sites which are present in the plasmid PBR322. Then it contains ROP or rope protein or the rope DNA gene which codes for proteins, which codes for proteins. So that is about the structure of plasmid PBR322. Now, selectable markers. Why they are called selectable markers? Because we can differentiate the transformed and non-transformed bacterial cells. That is when our desired DNA ligate in this particular region, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ligate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, now it loses the what resistance against tetracycline antibiotic. So that's why in the bacterial cell what happens means, when these bacterial cells they are grown in a media containing tetracycline ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, these bacteria they will die. Which bacteria? The one which containing insert, okay, one which containing alien DNA, it will die because now it can't show the resistance against that particular what antibiotic. Hagagi, but it can survive in the media containing ampicillin. Ampicillin ಹಾಕಿದ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, but it cannot survive in the media contain tetracycline. In the same way, meanwhile, we can also ligate, our desired DNA at the selectable marker containing resistance to ampicillin region. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ligate ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡದಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, now the bacteria it will loses the resistance against the ampicillin. So that's why those bacteria, when it is grown in a media containing ampicillin, what happens means again the transformed bacteria will die. Transform ಆದಂಥ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀವ್. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಪುನಃ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, it is again placed on one more plate containing one more media which is containing other antibiotic. There it can survive, but this process is bit tedious. This process ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ tedious. It consumes time. Again plating is required. Madidanta transform ಆದ bacteria, if all the bacteria will die, again procedure should be repeated. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ instead of selectable markers, the alternative this is used. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, the desired DNA it is inserted in the gene containing which is producing enzyme known as beta galactosidase. So that is known as alternative selectable markers. Okay, instead of using these selectable markers, the gene which codes for the enzyme beta galactosidase, where we can ligate our required DNA or desired DNA. In such condition what happens means, the DNA containing insert it cannot produce the enzyme beta galactosidase. So that's why ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, again the bacteria when it is grown in a chromogenic media. Chromogenic media means media containing color. Color ಇರುವಂತಹ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ media which can produce the color, chromogenic substance ಇರುವಂತಹ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ when the bacteria are grown, normal bacteria or non-transformed bacteria are grown, what happens means it can produce the blue colored colonies. Blue colored colonies are produced when our desired DNA which is ligated at the region which is containing the enzyme for beta galactosidase, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ desired DNA ಅನ್ನು ligate ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ this plasmid it cannot produce the that beta galactosidase enzyme, and that is known as insertional inactivation. Insertional inactivation, that is due to insertion of desired DNA or alien DNA, the part of DNA or the gene, it cannot produce the enzyme. Okay, enzyme ಅನ್ನು production ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ because ಆ DNA remove ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ and we have ligated what? Our desired DNA. Okay, so due to insertion of desired DNA, what happens? Inactivation of the DNA or that particular gene will occur. So that's why it is known as insertional inactivation. So ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, it cannot produce the enzyme beta galactosidase. Beta galactosidase enzyme ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡದ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, it doesn't produce blue colored colonies. ಆ enzyme production ಆದರೆ it reacts with the chromogenic substances which are present in the media. When there is no enzymes, so there is no reaction with the chromogenic substance, so that's why there is no production of blue colored colonies or colorless colonies are produced. So that easily it can be distinguished whether it is a transformed or non-transformed bacteria. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ instead of selectable markers, ಅದರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನು alternative selectable markers are used. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು the desired DNA can be ligated at the region which is containing what? Which codes for enzyme beta galactosidase. So that enzyme in the non-transformed alli it produces the enzyme, so that enzyme reacts with the chromogenic substances present in the media and produces the blue colored colonies. In the presence of insert or in the presence of alien DNA, the recombinant DNA, it cannot produce that particular enzyme. Hagagi it cannot produces the colored colonies. There is no actual reaction between enzyme and the chromogenic substance. Hagagi there is no production of what? Colored colonies. Hagagi very easily it can be what? Distinguished, or we can differentiate transformed and non-transformed. Transformed agidre there is no colored colonies, colorless colonies are produced. If it is a transformed one, if it is a transformed one, yes, colorless colonies are produced. If it is a non-transformed one, it produces the blue colored colonies. Non-transformed alli there is no insert, hagagi it produces the enzyme, and enzyme reacts with the chromogenic substance and produces the colored colonies. So that is about the insertional inactivation and use of alternative selectable markers. Selectable markers alli there is a wastage of the what? Wastage of media as well as wastage of recombinant DNA or the bacteria. Hagagi transformed bacteria got wasted. So that's why alternative to that, what? Alternate selectable markers are used, or the gene which codes for the particular enzyme, for example the enzyme beta galactosidase. So that is about the vectors and what the features which are present in the vectors. Next that is about the vectors or the naturally occurring vectors, that we will see in the next session.